him out of position. Oh, he's so patient. Oh, there it is. 1-2. The shots vertically work out. We'll finally see some action kicking off here as the first kill will finally come through. That was Asuna there playing the Rays. No surprise there. rob-wiz on the jet moving back over towards this A site where they're going to make contact with Gangsta, who is locking down the ramp. There's the molly coming in as well. Foe going to drop down the Brim Kohler on the site. So it will be a quick retake. You can see that brand new knife already equipped here by multiple players, heavily investing in that new skin set. Can't blame them. It is quite beautiful. You've got the Cypher now working in through the screens. The man with the cam, ironic to be coming through this section with a little bit of extra display. Thief trying to work in, nice shot onto Payan, but there's rob-wiz waiting around the corner. The classic though, going for a reload, Sumhill still shits the shot onto Asuna, and it's going to be down to one. It's Bjor, the Sage, trying to retake on the site, the spike ticking lower and lower. There's two right around the corner, but just going to run low on the magazine. It will be the first round going the way of Code 7.
It's forced to back away completely to the point that he's going to the A site. It is leaving mid rather open, but it's the B site that's looking to be hit. Thief is going to hold it down as much as possible. His aggressive dashes in from rob-wiz are actually working super well with the Stinger. And it seems that a plant spike is going to go in eventually, but Jolu getting double means that he's delaying it even more. And they seem to be a bit trapped here on the low ground of B.
Yeah, I mean, you knew coming into this that this was going to be difficult, but you would have hoped for at least a little bit more success. They do have a Phantom and a Stinger equipped in the 2-on-4. The Ray is going to send out what they've got. The Bomb Buddy is present as well, so they'll send out that Boom Bot heading towards the backside of site. Good damage coming out.
Seems that this is going to be the site that's hit. The Omen really needs to set it up as much as possible with some strong smokes. But the Phoenix's position here is really nice on this defense. It's going to catch them out completely. I wonder if he's actually going to even need to flash it, but he gets one and actually gets the ult in rob-wiz, stringing together more, and Gangsta. Perfect placement, like I said, and he just drums them all down and the scores are tied.
Actually may have sold it, as it's not appearing in his menu. Yeah, ended up selling it. So for a second we saw it come out. There's the peak, though. rob-wiz with the blind shot. Actually, it was almost the collateral. The Brim's down on 1 HP, has to run back to spawn to get the heal, which means the site is completely lost, and it is Code 7's to control.
You can see the Code 7 are well aware of this. They're going to push on ahead. It even forces out the Resurrect to bring back the Phoenix. Foe is a nice spot here as he knows that there's going to be multiple there. Even dedicates a showstopper, but catches nobody. There were so many targets there that he could have got a connection with if he was just a bit more patient. But what it is doing is it's delaying time. He's just keeping an eye on this angle, tries to get a collateral with those shots too, but Joe is going to take that out easily as soon as putting pressure towards screens, and enough that he's actually able to get the frag on, and there's only 2 people left on this attack.
Asuna currently trying to lock down Heaven. Nice paranoia coming out from Omen. That pushes him back far. Not only that, that gifts rob-wiz, the operator. Kohler's trying to hold it down. And there's the jump peek from rob-wiz, feeling oh so confident. What is this?
Just dunked him.
Just going for it. rob-wiz will get taken down as Thief is still on the site, and he's trying to steal the round away from Code 7 as they had that site control. Great flash coming out as well from the Phoenix, who peeks out wide, and it's down to a 1-on-1. The run it back, though, was popped, and there's only 12 seconds left. We need to see a dedicated plant here from Torque, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So now it comes down to this. Gangsta versus Torque in the 1-on-1, operator in the hands of the Sage.
He doesn't have a flash, so he's stuck around this corner, just has to dry peek it, but Torque is just backing off. It's smart play. Surely there would have been some rifles there to pick up just to make this a bit easier, but Gangsta only has the blaze, so could maybe conceal it, try and cover it across CT, but he's not quite sure where it is, so this is a lot of time being wasted just from the Sage being backed off a little bit. There it is, there's the plays, just to sort of blank it off a little bit, and Torque's vision isn't good. Might need to wallbang it, it just gets the shot in. Thrifty from Code 7. This Stinger meta that they're setting up is beautiful, Buck.
Sitting in vents right now, and the wall has been dropped. Here we go, the first peek. rob-wiz just too quick with the operator.
It was a nice peek. It was a nice try, I suppose, for the position of being on top of the box, but it's not good enough. Again, Gangsta on this site is doing quite a lot of work. Dedicates the orbital strike at the defense. It doesn't quite catch anything. Nicholas has even made it onto the high ground where the majority of this defensive Immortals is. Meanwhile, rob-wiz is still doing rob-wiz things, so he's having a grand old time clearing off towards CT. And gradually, Immortals are starting to dip when it comes to their numbers. A lot of pressure coming in from behind the site now as Kohler's going to be leading the line with Bjor. And this is going to be tricky for the defenders to try and retake this. Nicholas' position is good, but Cole's headshot even better.
Rob misses that shot and now is in a dangerous position, goes for the knives, actually ends up converting on one before falling. Foe, oh, I love the play, but the smoke just doesn't last long enough. Tries to sneak into it, and literally as he gets there.
Sure, it's super close. And I think it's worth adding too, because we have new changes to the overtime system. For the round-robin group stage, it's going to be the same as it is usually. You know, when it's 12-all, it's first to 13, it's just that one round. But when we get into the playoffs and stuff, that's when we're going to see the new mode for sort of stoppage time, overtime moment, because rob-wiz is actually going to push in now, gets a lot of damage done, and even the showstopper's dedicated, catches absolutely nothing. That must be like the third one that we've seen from Foe that gets Diddley score.
There's the neural theft coming out. That showstopper can be so difficult because it's so easy to read and so easy to escape. Camera's down, that gives away the position of the Cypher. That means the Molly's going to be right on the money. Doesn't matter. Payne wide swings, catches Kohler off guard. Here's the other showstopper coming out. This time it's successful. Rez coming through as well, but it's a bait Rez. 7 rounds for Code 7 on the attacking side of Split. That is absolutely fantastic. Pan goes for the peak, spots him. There's the one-way. We've seen that one-way before, but the flames go down and he dies almost instantly, evaporating inside the hot hands. Torque at least able to punish with the trade onto the Phoenix that sent his comrade to the sidelines, but the site's been lost. There's still plenty of utility here. As you can see, the Brim calling in the smokes. The wall starting to break. Foe actually taking significant damage. They're going to require a heal from Torque, but the retake is underway.
Set up quite nicely, the majority of the defense coming from Heaven, but look at his flank from rob-wiz that might catch off people. Nobody's guarding that spot, and Torque is able to get some damage in. Can only do so much, gets traded, and the position for Cole is good. rob-wiz is making his way around to do as much as possible. Cole's done, it gets the majority of the damage done.
Yeah, I kind of was wondering how this would change if Gangsta had the hot hands. The problem is they're actually going to be executing towards A. Rob's going to call it out. If Rob goes for a peek here, it could be quite problematic. I like this play currently, though, from Gangsta. He's going to lurk this one out big time. So there's the Omen going up the ropes, trying to come through with the support. rob-wiz dies in the meantime, so they've lost that site control. Damage being dealt through, and now the flank starts to come in. You've got this Phoenix working down the ropes slowly. Paranoia pop. Sage, slow orb coming down on ramp. Again, the Phoenix is just buying time right now, waiting for the team to do their due diligence. Gangsta has the perfect flank, has them trapped in. He can make the call. Hey, guys, they're mostly in Heaven. There's a lot of presence there currently. Gangsta now starts to come up, and here's the peek. One, doesn't take the fight with the Sage. There's the peek through. Doesn't make a difference. Nicholas is there with the trade out, but they're going to have to try and back off and save their weapons as Immortals has more than enough on the site to defend. An 8th round for Immortals as they take this lead back. Again, you see this like bait setup that we've seen in the past. The problem is he's done this a couple times and it hasn't really worked out. The timing hasn't been super ideal. And you also have like dual molly. So if he takes down the first player, they can molly him out of position. Oh, he's so patient. Oh, there it is. 1, 2. The shots vertically work out. The spike's been taken down. That's the play we've been wanting to see from Nicholas, who's been baiting that out every single round, and it finally pays off. Now, the spike will be picked up by Asuna here, and the Cypher is going to be going back through sewers to try and regroup towards Heaven, but the damage has been dealt by the Omen.
Nicholas is going to be so happy considering he wanted to use that play for like a couple of rounds already, right? Asuna's still going to get some damage here, but isn't quite sure about the lurking play that's coming in. Torque's position giving up, but Foe right around the corner is able to get those frags in.
But you can see it's going to be an A play right now, and rob-wiz right behind it just can't quite get the timing right. Was very close. There's the paranoia coming out, and it's so powerful. Still blinded is Thief. Just seconds after that does get popped. Now they're going to go ahead and pick up the orb. That'll bring the Sage Reg back into the fold, so that brings Kohler into the fight. Nice nade coming out. Great damage being dealt. Showstopper being popped here by the attacking side, sending it out towards screens. Plenty of time to get away from it.
Yeah, he had all the time in the world to move away. Even the orbital strike not catching where this race is going to be. Payne now using the neural theft to catch up where exactly people are going to be. They're all on site. This is good now. Payne using that intel to get some more information, but is going to be the only one alive in this 1 versus 2. No more ultimates available. No more utility for Payne to use. The camera is still set up if he wants to take a peek, but he has to watch all of these angles. Look at the positioning now where Asuna is. You know, use that opportunity nicely, right? I've got a bit of a break. I can move somewhere. Very unconventional. Payne's not going to expect. Does he peek around this corner? He does, but Asuna's there to watch it. Gets the third kill.
He hears them. He knows they're here. He's just letting them through.
And for the retake, potentially, Asuna's positioning must have been given up, considering the paranoia was just in their general direction. Yet again, we're seeing the skulking thief on the Cypher pretty much apt for the agent that he's playing. Gets one, but needs to be careful that there's a Sage around that corner too. Storm's going to be used to sort of block them off, and even the wall dedicated just to keep them at bay. The spike has been planted. This is good from Immortals. Code 7 on these retakes have looked a bit lost in some cases, not sure where to push in, but rob-wiz just glides in, gets one, but can only do so much. The rest of the team, though, is cleaning house. The rope push, but the slow is going to be nicely placed. They aren't quite sure if any more is going to be coming up through, but the flash is dedicated. Yet again, not quite catching anybody, but Asuna with the showstopper gets the kill, and Talk's positioning is nice. You can only get 2 out of the 3 kills, though.
Yeah, but you've still got rob-wiz here on the site with the operator. They don't anticipate this backup coming in from the Jet. Doesn't expect that peek coming up from Gangsta. So it will come down to the 2-on-2. The neural theft going down to give some intel here for the remaining 2 players of Immortals. You've got Thief and Gangsta on site. Spike's been planted in front of the double stack. Both players coming in through heaven. Will they spot them? There's the paranoia coming out. First one's right on the money for Thief. Thief's going to deliver a few courtesy shots after the fatality.
He was going to spot somebody, but the orbital strike is going to move him away.
There's the ult in the back of sight, but it doesn't scare rob-wiz at all. He's still here, still going for the peek, a bold one at that, as his teammate had to back off from the site, so that's a bit of a problem. Hot hands coming down towards spawn, but the Sage can exist back behind it. You've already got 2 players coming in through heaven as well. Thief doesn't realize that they're both here, but they don't realize he's here either. The Cypher on Cypher battle goes the way of the defense, but it's currently an advantage coming in for the attacking side. It's a 3-on-2 with the spike ticking down lower and lower. And the remaining 2, one of them's already low. That's the Cypher, who has to come back towards the Sage for a heal, and that might give away a little bit of intel.
And all of that information got by the neural theft is going to be lost. It really seems awkward now, to the point that I think we are going to be seeing Code 7 have to save. It would put Immortals on match point.
We talked about it. So there was definitely upset potential coming into this series, and you've seen that already as this has gone the full distance. The question is whether or not they have enough to defend here, given what's coming their way. There's the flash coming through. The curveball works out so nicely. Foe trying to lay down some support to get that Sage back in position. Omen is over towards Vents. There's the swing coming in from Foe, who guns down Gangsta. That's a big piece to lose, but the Sage has died actually on the site, so that's a problem as well. There's still support there, but it looks like they're going to be going back towards the A site, where you've only got the Omen. He's here alone, trying to play around this corner. Do they peek this in time? The smoke's going to come down. They're going to be checking towards spawn. No! Nicholas comes up empty-handed. Payan has to save the day. Here he's going to find 1, make it 2, and it's down to a 2-on-2. You've still got Asuna and the Cypher on the site going for the spike plant, but rob-wiz is alive, and rob-wiz can be so deadly.
Yeah, he can win this for his team. Try and clutch it out as much as possible. You've got to know that the positioning isn't going to be good for the attackers, as they got the spike planted, so they're not going to be moving off the site. They can really sort of pinch them here, put a lot of pressure onto them. Asuna is going to hold close towards screens, knows that there's somebody there, but rob-wiz gets a nice crossfire. It's Asuna that wins that fight. It's just going to be the raise, goes up against somebody that's so low health, the counterpart, but also has to work out where the Cypher is, trying to fight it, just wall banging as much as possible, but all of this time being dedicated. There's one, there's the second. We're going to overtime. There should be enough time to get this defuse in. It's going to be a narrow one, but that sums up this game so far, Bok. It's down to the wire. They're giving a lot of space up, but this is the kind of play you get it. Oh, he misses the shot. rob-wiz is put under a lot of pressure. He has the dash to get out, but look at this crossfire now. Talk is in a nice spot, but his position given away. That's a good amount of damage done already from Immortals. Foe is on the back foot, gets a frag onto Gangsta, is trying to get more, and it's now a 3 versus 2 in favor of Immortals.
They literally had seconds to kill off the clock, and it would have worked out so nicely. It's now down to 1. It's Payan. He's in a 1-on-2 after taking down the first target. Both players locked in the same position. He's got 1 behind the wall and 1 right to the right. There's the first shot coming out for Payan! He's going to pick it up! It's going to be Code 7 who walks away victorious off a massive 1v3 clutch.
You couldn't write this. It's the first game that we've seen tonight, and it's already a big upset. One of the big complaints I think about NA as a region has been it's too predictable. It's always the organizations, the sign dogs that win it, but not this time. Code 7 coming in clutch. And we did say this is a team to watch. I hope they've got your attention right now.